you're looking at families, and I assume sometimes seeing siblings. Are the siblings able to talk to each other and recognize that they have different messages?
Generally, if the parents have set a good example by speaking with some transparency about money between themselves and to the children, it's easier. When you see siblings more challenged, it's typically because that wasn't modeled at the parents' generation. If I could just elaborate on the prior question, it does feel to me like it's a combination of nature and nurture. I do think the reason that David's 100% right, that two different children can view the same message from their parents through a different lens, is that we do come in with some predispositions. I do think that there's some personality traits that are sort of, that we're born with. And so a good way when you're doing the inventory that David mentioned to sort of get to that is just ask, what does money symbolize to me? And people will use words like power or freedom or opportunity or security or fun. And that can be very revealing. If one child has a predisposition to look at money as security, which we all know is an illusion, but a very popular belief, and another child has the predisposition to look at it as opportunity, it doesn't matter what the parents say. The one who sees it as from the lens of security is going to hear it differently than the one who sees it through the lens of opportunity. So I think that's actually a very important, I would say, first question. What does money symbolize to you? And one of the ways that I think you can get to that is to start asking, what are some of my beliefs around money? I love the idea of the questionnaires. I'm gonna go look at the ones that David mentioned. I also think you can do a lot just by yourself, just literally writing them down. And there's never enough money. There's, rich people are this, or rich people are that, or poor people are this, or poor people are that. Looking at, what do you have as an inherent belief, and where did it come from? And then that's how you can sort of get to, what does money represent to me? What does it symbolize? And then you can start asking the really hard questions, which, what has money done to my relationships? Has it facilitated good relationships? Has it been a challenge in my relationships, and the like? So I think that's a really important point. It doesn't matter, to me, it doesn't matter what technique you use to get there. The point is that you are very honest, and I think somebody mentioned earlier the idea of having somebody you can speak to about money. I'll call it a money confessor, just for a second. Somebody who you've been completely transparent about, whether it's a friend or a spouse, ideally your financial advisor, and as well as others. And what, if you're not transparent with somebody, why not? What are you ashamed of? Are there failures that you feel like you've had concerning money that are holding you back? Are you concerned about conflict with a spouse or a child or a parent? But who is it that you're really the most comfortable discussing these issues with? And if nobody, why not? And if you do gravitate towards one person rather than another, why? And even just literally journaling about it, just like literally writing down, what are my beliefs? Where do they come from? And the like. If you start with some of these really challenging questions, you can get to the place where money becomes something that you use for a better life, rather than something that owns you and uses you.
I want to follow up. I think what David Bokman just said is exactly correct. And I want to add, it's exactly correct. On being candid about what does money mean to you or symbolize for you, for a lot of people, we use money as a way to keep score, but we're often reluctant to admit that to ourselves. When I ask that question, that's the one that's least likely to come out, but it's very powerful. It's a very powerful motivator, and I think we need to be honest about it. The second thing I want to say is that I do think the journaling and the money confessor and the financial advisor is all important. I think this is about incremental progress. And I think at some point you want to identify your core money messages growing up. I earlier gave you one of mine, and you want to reframe them in a way that more accurately reflects your values. And then, so in my case, the message was always save for a rainy day. It's never raining hard enough. My new message is always save for a rainy day. And when it's raining, use the money. It's your umbrella, right? So that's a different message. And then you have to, and this is why a money confessor or a financial advisor who is knowledgeable about this, or a team, financial advisory team that's knowledgeable, is that when you then face your next choice point, your next important choice, that original money message will pull you towards a certain decision. And if you can, at the choice point, think about the money message think about your new money message, the way you've reframed the new money message, then all of a sudden you're now starting to align your choices with your values, and you'll end up being better off. But this is not tonight, go home, journal for 40 minutes, you got this fix. This is an incremental step, day by day, month by month.